Om Namah Shivaya. I am astrologer and author Professor rudramohapatra from Bhubaneswar, Odisha. You know that before coming to astrology, I was working as an anthropologist to the state government's tribal department for a few years. And I am also trained in anthropology. So I thought to make a video to bring one analogy between the tribal culture and Hindu culture and say some limitations to Hindu astrology. So these tribes, they are the indigenous people of the area and they have got a distinct culture. The beauty of Sanatana that it has spanned and tried to make a cultural uniformity among the practitioner of Sanatana. Even if there are little bit diversity, you say Jai Sri Ram, I say Om Namah Shivaya, somebody say Jai Sri Jagannath, somebody say Jai Sri Dwarikadis, but we all praise the Almighty. But it is not like the tribal culture. Tribal culture, they have got different gods, goddesses. But here I am not talking about the tribal religion or magic. I am just saying about the matrimonial situation in a tribal group. There are tribes in India, those who practice polygamy. Polygamy means multiple marriages. It can be subdivided into polyandry and polygyny. Hmm. Polygyny, one man marries multiple women, one woman marries multiple men is polyandry. Like I remember during the anthropology class, Professor Gosmalik was saying me that Rudra, why are you defining these things in a very bookish manner? You just say Draupadi or Krishna. Krishna, the name of the Draupadi is also Krishna. It's a Krishna. So it's not Krishna. So Draupadi or Krishna is polyandrous. Here in the high altitude forest of Malkanagiri district of Odisha, there live Bandas. So Bandas are polyandrous. One lady, multiple husbands. Our astrology fails. Hmm. All the principles of astrology, no use. First marriage, second marriage, this no. It is a part of their culture. They will go on marrying and will have produced children from various husbands. In their life also, even I have not witnessed, there may be situations where there is one conflict between the husband and wife. But how we shall see that from the seventh house? Hmm? Or you will say, no, no, sir, it is second marriage, so second house. So the principles of marriage of Hindu astrology fails in terms or before the indigenous culture. I do not think other play other things, but basically this polygamy, we don't have a scope. We have the scope of Bahuvivaha Yoga, you can see. But in our case, it is an exception. For their case, it is a rule. Marriage, so no marriage matching required. Hmm. Similarly, there are cultures across world like Bronislaw Kasper Malinowski, who devised cultural functionalism, indicating that every cultural trait or social norms has got a functionality behind it. Also did significant studies among the Australian Aborigines or Papua New Guinea for their distinct culture. So there, the rules of Hindu astrology fails. I have already made one video saying that astrological principles are not holding good in case of race, because you cannot go to China and say that yes, in the Lagna there is Saturn, then you will become black and tall. Impossible. So, like those exceptions, in India also you'll find many tribal groups. Like you go to the northeast area, there are many tribal groups which significantly started by Bheria Lelwin during the British era. Civilizing the Savages is a very good book and possibly published by the Oxford University Press. At my time, I'm saying 30 years down the line. But the cultural dissimilarities of this our social culture and the indigenous culture, Hindu Jyotisha fell. So why I'm saying to you all this? Because nowadays you may find your colleague is also belong to indigenous culture. Oh, even if you are in a government service, there are people who are from scheduled tribes. I'm not saying anything against or for of this reservation and other things, but there is a continuum coming between the tribal culture and the Hindu culture. How can we apply the Hindu astrology there? You can only apply Hindu astrology after knowing their tribal culture. So if somebody from you is belong to this kind of culture and you are saying that no, you are not doing this, then our Hindu astrology fails. However, legally these things are not allowed, but in tribal society you go and you will find a number of example of this. So this is a great limitation of Hindu astrology, and especially in the areas, if you see the hilly areas or interior areas where the rural areas stop, where you can apply this Hindu astrology to the caste system, to the tribe system, you cannot. So you need to have the knowledge of the tribal culture before applying Hindu astrology. However, I gave the example of polygamy, say it is polyandry or polygyny, to teach you to think of the limitations of Hindu astrology. Well, if you are a very fine tuned researcher, you can find many more rules how to apply them to the changing societal norms. Because I'm not talking of any tribal group outside India, like Professor Malinowski has done the study. But earlier I was also talking about the Cherokees of the Latin America. Here I'm talking of India. So people they love my lecture and say that you take astrology to a different realm and dive into the little bit deeper into the sea. It is nothing like that. If you invest your time in reading, writing, the periphery of your learning is increased. So in that context, I find it to make a responsible video that Hindu astrology in indigenous culture and it will fail there. If you don't have a very serious knowledge about the indigenous culture, you cannot apply the principles of Hindu astrology there. If polygamy is there, then your pitrus of other things are over, children is gone. Hmm? They are all into this traditional business. So how you will say that they will do Saturn in the 10th house, they will be very industrious, engineering job, nothing. So it is the culture, it is the changing culture, it is the rural caste system based economic development where we can apply Hindu astrology, but we cannot extend it to the indigenous culture, at least at till date. And we must accept that it is going to be a limitation of Hindu astrology where things are not mentioned very significantly or very deeply in our classics. And we must avoid to penetrate into the realm of the tribal culture to make prediction using the rules of Hindu astrology. Well, you have got something to say. Please write it in the comment box. My consultational details are all available in the website. I'm really glad that some people are also paying me more to support me. So please go to the website, and if you find that my consultation charges are okay for you and you value my knowledge, then please WhatsApp me. Do not WhatsApp me just to negotiate with the consultation fees or uh, casual if you are not serious for the consultation. Those are actually time consuming, and I demand serious listeners as well as serious seekers. If that is not with you, I say that you please visit elsewhere for your guidance. Professor Mahapatra is not deserving you. I just said it or I have to say it in my videos because I am actually suffering from this kind of a prank, unserious, and lousy clientele call and messages. So please avoid that. You have all the rights to watch my videos, but for all this consultation and other things, it is there. If you like the videos, I will rather say that don't write this Hell Mogambo, Hell Mahapatra message. If you can try supporting me financially, that will be highly motivating. If at all it is possible or it is not required, please write some valuable comments in the comment section, which will be helpful for learning of me and my listeners as well. Well, this is all for today. If Lord Mahadeva wants, I'll come up with another new video soon. Till then, God bless you all. Om Namah Shivaya.